Yes, no, Tiana, I think while I have a desire to, move on and ask this question, I think when you're in a moment, I think it's important to just kind of sit in that moment and
Mm,
recognize one, just mad props to you for diving in, on a call of over 100 people that you probably haven't met and just being your authentic self and being vulnerable. I do believe that there's strength in that. And so many things that you said resonated with me. It's also interesting to, you hear that when people say you're the sum of your lived experiences. And it was
mm,
interesting to hear you say, how the life events that you had shaped your path, the paths that you took. So just really very inspiring. Also as a mom of a special needs child, so that
mm.
resonates the work that teachers do in helping us educate our children completely resonates with me. So we could probably spend the rest of the time here, but I know there's more to you and I want to hear more and also give the audience an opportunity to ask. So I'm reluctantly moving on. I still want to kind of
Well, I
stay in
got
this
the tea.
moment.
You see, I got the tea right here. So hey, if we, if I need to spill some of the tea, I can spill some more.
Yeah, I am like, okay, we'll get through it. And part of me just kind of wants to sit here and simmer this moment. But again, really love how you just kind of dived in. So many things you shared there around just taking different paths and still getting to your outcome. At Microsoft, one of the components of our culture here is growth mindset, which includes, embracing the learnings that come through challenges. How have you dealt with, change and adversity as you've gone throughout your career?
Mm. Change and adversity, let me just acknowledge that it's hard. I know that you're all going through it right now. You are, you're here, and I'm so glad you're here. But I know that you're also thinking about friends that you've lost, colleagues that you've lost. Like, this is not an easy time. You may even be worried about your own security. And I just want to acknowledge and honor you for being here and for showing up today. Because I know you're trying hard, and you're trying to be present, and you're trying to show up to work, even though some days you want to go cry in the closet. I know that's me some days. So yeah, there's going to be change, and there's going to be adversity. Absolutely. And but I do want to offer you some encouragement. And I want to say that a lot of it has to deal with resilience. Let me ask you, what does resilience mean to you? You can put it in the chat. Fumi, you could tell me. I just want to get you all thoughts on, what does resilience mean to you?
Yeah, let's hear from the audience. If folks can either put in the chat or put your hand up. I am I'm curious. I'm more curious to hear what
Mm, I see being willing to start again, being able to
yeah.
recover, uh-huh, ability to adapt, getting back up when you're down. Absolutely. Absolutely. And these are the ways. Keep going, move forward. Yes, get up strong, fight back. So this is how I've always been conditioned to think about resilience, right? It's about, how do I come back? How do
Mm,
I get up? How do I not let that thing keep me down? And what I want to share with you today is that resilience can also be proactive. Proactive. And we don't think about it from that perspective as much. So
mm,
Abraham Maslow, if you're familiar with him, if you're familiar with the hierarchy of needs, where like self-actualizations at the top, and then like your basic security needs are at the bottom, that's Abraham Maslow. He also talked about resilience, and he wrote that stress will break people all together if they are in the beginning too weak to withstand distress, or else if they are already strong enough to take the stress in the first place, that same stress, if they come through it, will strengthen them, temper them, and make them stronger. In other words, you're going to go through stress, but you can strengthen yourself to get through it. Meaning,
mm,
resilience isn't just reactive, right? It's what we also do intentionally to keep ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally and spiritually strong. That's how you build up equity in resilience, so that when you need to tap into that thing, you can do it. So some of the ways that I do that, and this goes beyond your career. This is your life. This is who you are, right? So some of the ways that I do that, I watch what I consume, right? You are what you eat. You've heard that. And I don't even just mean food, but I do mean food. I do mean food. But I also mean things like, what are you listening to? What do you consume mentally? And no judgment, but just think about that, right? I don't watch trash TV. I'm not all the rah, rah, rah music. Like that's not, that's not my ministry, I don't do it, right? I don't keep people around me who are negative or who like to keep up drama, because that drains me. Right? I don't let people have power over me, meaning that if you come to me with negative energy, it's my choice to match your energy or not. I can choose not to. So it's like getting control over ourselves, right? Building your spiritual practice, your manifestation practice, and understanding that when change and adversity comes, like, not only are you going to be strong enough to handle it, but you're also going to be mentally strong enough to understand that everything happens for a reason. So when things happen, right, and it's hard. This is not something that's easy. This is a practice. That's why it's called practice, right? But when things happen to me, I'm always looking, I have my moment. We all do. I have my moment. And then I say, okay, what does this mean? What was this supposed to teach me? Why did this happen to make me uncomfortable? Because I was getting too comfortable, right? And I ask myself those questions, and go from there. I'm just looking at some of the chat stuff here. What do we have here? Australian military runs resiliency training. Oh my gosh, I love that. Wow.
Yeah. Just word. That's all I can say. I have never thought about resiliency as being proactive. And that I just had a moment there when you said that, but it makes sense now. When I think, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. If you're healthy enough or strong enough, then the stress won't take you out so quickly, because you'll be. It just makes sense. I think that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.